Listen, you're not money, so don't expect everyone will want you. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Mel. To the returning subscribers, thank you for your continued support and great to see you again. To the new people, don't be strangers, click the subscribe button below and join the family. And without any further delay, let's get straight into the video. In these days of COVID-19, social distancing, national lockdowns, the singles of the world, more than ever before, have turned to online dating to meet their need to mingle. So in this video, we're going to be exploring some of the key things that you need to understand or know before you blindly jump into the world of online dating, specifically into the Tinderverse. I like to think of Tinder as the adult equivalent of a kid in a candy store. You're going to be presented with a plethora of options. Uchato kwarani choice. Because for the first time ever, for most people, you're going to have access to individuals from different socio-economic backgrounds, religions, ethnicities, geographical locations. And I don't want to lie, it's very exciting, especially for the adventurous dater. But you need to keep a sort of balance within yourself, because with Tinder, if you're not careful, you will get a false sense of overabundance, which is not the case. It's like arriving at a buffet. Most people would want to sample a bit of this and a bit of that, try something exotic that they've never tried before, which is all well and fine. But the self-aware individual always keeps in the back of their mind the foods that they're allergic to and the foods whose flavor profile is not compatible with their palates. It's the same thing with Tinder. You need to know what is palatable to you. Otherwise, you will end up in emotional anaphylactic shock. And what do I mean? Tinder offers 3 main courses, people: love, companionship, and casual sex. So you need to know what it is that you are looking for before that thing gets shoved down your throat. If you're looking for love, don't settle for that girl or guy who just wants to go with the flow. If you're looking for companionship, then don't string along that individual who is demanding more than you're willing to offer. And if you're looking for casual sex, don't lie to people's children, selling them dreams about, oh, I want to connect, when you want to connect in another way. You're going to come across a whole bunch of characters pushing their own agendas. And unfortunately, a lot of people on this platform are highly inauthentic, as genuine as a $2 bill. So you're going to come across, in some instances, married men and women looking to smash, looking for a side chick, small house, Benton, you name it. So don't be a gullible Gilbert and believe everything that everyone says. You have to bath like this, not like this. Usapusa. You're going to come across guys and girls in complicated situations. These are the individuals who already have like one foot out the door and are looking for their next bathing, or they're looking for an emotional cushioning so that when the relationship ends, they're not starting from zero. You're going to come across egomaniacs. These are the people who are there for the power trip. They're not there to connect. They're looking to collect hearts and matches. You're going to come across weirdos. You're going to come across desperados, people with emotional baggage, gold diggers, escorts selling a little some on the side. You might even come across sugar babies looking for sugar daddies, sugar mommies. And surprisingly, you will come across some really genuine people too. The behavioral dynamics of daters and Tinders tends to mirror what is there in the real world. The only difference is that online, people can hide easier behind carefully curated images and personas. So you'll find that people are more bold when they're hiding behind their keyboards as opposed to being in person. I'll give you an example. Online, someone who doesn't know you from a can of paint will have the nerve to ask you for a nude photo or say something highly inappropriate to you. Whereas in real life, they'll never, ever in 1,000 years behave that way. So that's why it's important for you as an individual, as a dater, to hold fast to your core values. Don't allow someone to push you beyond your boundaries, beyond what you are comfortable with. Think Think of Tinder as a jumble sale, where all of the sale items have been tossed into a huge bin and you have to rummage in there to find something of worth. So as you dig there, fishing, you might come across, an interesting piece of fabric, maybe some sequins or distressed denim. You pull that thing up, examine it, and you're like, not appealing, and you toss it back. It's the same thing with Tinder. Some people are going to toss you back, and you're going to toss back some people. So from my own analysis, there are 3 levels of rejection on Tinder. The first one being the one that happens during the selection criteria, during the swipe left, swipe right. Some people are not going to swipe right on your profile, maybe because they don't find you appealing, or maybe they find your bio boring, or you say something cringy that's off-putting. It's their prerogative, because you're going to do the same thing to other people. Everyone has got their own selection criteria. It's not that deep. Listen, you're not money, so don't expect everyone will want you. So don't take that part at all in a bad way. Rejection number 2 happens when you've actually matched with someone. They swiped right, you swiped right, and you're matched. Some people will unmatch you after a few conversations, or they'll never say anything to you, which again is all well and fine. Listen, the dating process is about selecting what works for you. This is just a preliminary stage where strangers are coming together, meeting for the first time. So if someone unmatches you, don't get offended, because you're going to match some people, maybe it's because they're inappropriate, or you swiped on them when you were drunk and you don't like what you see when you're sober, or you swiped on them unconsciously. Whatever your reasons are, it's okay to unmatch a person. Now, the 3rd level of rejection, now that's the painful one. This is when you've built up a rapport with someone. You've been talking on Tinder for a while, and you've actually moved the communication to other platforms, maybe WhatsApp, Instagram, whatever. Then suddenly, this person rejects you. This is where that dating bad behavior we've been discussing on the channel comes up. Maybe they ghost you, maybe they breadcrumb you, maybe they bench you, they orbit you. I don't know. It's very painful. That sort of rejection is very painful. And this is why I always say to people, okay, you guys don't know me like that, but I always say to people, when in the dating phase, do not wear your heart on your sleeve, because that is a formula for disaster. So in the event that you've been rejected at this phase of interaction from Tinder, I think it's okay to call out the person, because you've invested some measure of time and effort into that relationship. So this next point ties in with the false sense of overabundance that I mentioned earlier in the video. When people think that they have a lot of options, this is when bad behavior tends to manifest prevalently. But before I get into the dating trends, I just want to mention something key to the new daters or the people who are contemplating on joining Tinder. When you match with someone, be prepared to understand that your match is probably talking to 2 or more people apart from you. So it's not a good idea to get jealous or possessive or to attach too quickly. Allow a person's character to unfold before you start to plan the wedding. Dun, 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 and all that jazz. Okay, back to the bad dating trends that are prevalent on Tinder. Okay, so ghosting, breadcrumbing, and all that stuff becomes commonplace when we reduce people to profiles, when we forget that behind a profile is an actual human being with feelings and emotions. Some people would rather be manipulative and play those games hot and cold and so forth, instead of just being vulnerable and upfront. My recommendation to you is to go back to my videos on the channel and equip yourself with knowledge on some of the dating trends that are out there, or look for other resources out there, so that at least you are armed and you know what you're up for when you get onto Tinder or any other online dating platform. There's no guarantee that you're going to meet your Prince Charming or Princess Perfect on Tinder. So use your time on Tinder as an opportunity to learn. Have fun. Talk to people you wouldn't ordinarily talk to. Refine your conversation skills. Learn how to flirt, how to intrigue the mind before you ensnare the senses Why? Because no one likes boring. Okay? Additionally, use Tinder as preparatory ground. Find out what you like and what you don't like in the dating field. Find out what are your must-haves. What are the things you're willing to compromise on? And what are the things that you just won't tolerate, your deal breakers? You need all this knowledge so that you can learn how to date successfully. We have come to the end of our video, but before I sign out, I've got a public service announcement that I'd like to read. Let me get my glasses. If you're single and ready to mingle, you need to put yourself out there. You're not going to meet anyone if you don't go out and you stay indoors. And you're not going to meet anyone if you're so concerned about what people will say if you join an online dating service. Spoiler, people are already judging anyway, so you might as well do what makes you smile. So, fun fact, God is not going to send Mr. or Mrs. Right to break into your house, so you can't afford to be passive about your dating life. Otherwise, you'll be overtaken by time and events. That's all the time that we have today. Thank you so much for tuning in. If the video was helpful, please like, subscribe, comment, share, and just subscribe, man. What are you waiting for? Till next time, Musare Mnyasha.